I feel like we really need to talk about it. Shame is something that we all feel, and it's not something obviously we talk about much, neither in school or we don't learn about it. And it's very destructive. Actually, shame is a big reason why people are addicts and struggle, right?
Shame is like somebody comes along and you're the only one can see it, and they put this really heavy, wet, cold blanket over your body, and it just pushes down on your neck, and it just wraps itself around you. And there's this feeling that it'll never go away, that you're too weak to take this off your shoulders, this shame.
I'd like it to stop, but I feel shame all the time. Because the one thing, it's like I said, I should have stopped it. I wanted to stop it a lot sooner, but I wasn't strong enough to do it. And I feel shame for that. I feel guilty for that. And it's heartbreaking because I don't know how to get rid of that. It's been a struggle.
There was a lot of shame that I could have stopped things sooner. Maybe it wouldn't have gone on as long as it did. But I thought too much about the other people. Oddly enough, I cared about the abusers and how it would affect them. And I didn't think so much about how it was affecting me. So I put myself on the back burner a lot, and I still feel shame about that too.
There was a lot of shame about him being my father. I think for me, it was like just shame about the fact that his blood is my blood, like that his blood courses through my veins, and that's where I came from. And so I think for a long time, there was like a bit of self-loathing.
A lot of my shame played out in my body. That's why sports became a big part of who I was. I didn't look good, I didn't like my legs, I didn't like my butt, and all of it. And it really, really debilitated my life.
You know, I was a kid. I didn't really know what was going on. So, you know, to blame myself and to be angry at myself, right, say it was my fault, I should have known better. I didn't know anything, you know. But as far as the shame, there was an aspect of that, I think, for many, many years, until I was given the opportunity to kind of realize that it wasn't my fault.
Until they understand that that's abuse, then that's where shame and guilt might come in, and then they think, oh no, I enjoyed it. I went back to the offender for it. I must have liked it, therefore it's my fault. And that's not true. They were a child. That's what they need to remember too. We talk about it at the Gatehouse in terms of building empathy for ourselves and looking at that from a child's perspective.
Shame, or my inner child, we want to call it, but it's shame, was what we're talking about, drove my bus all the time. It was in control of me all the time. I have no self-worth, so therefore I'm going to shame myself. So shame was very, very hard for me, a very hard thing for me to shake, because in my experiences through my life, through my life, you know, not having self-worth, shame would drive my bus.
But I know there's good in me. I know there's good in me. I just have a hard time seeing it sometimes because, you know, the shame of it.
The shame, there's no word that can describe how shameful I feel about some of the things that I've done, but then I also have to look at it. I'm constantly reminded too that there's probably nothing I would have done differently just based on what my experiences were and what I went through. That was, you know, I'm just thankful that I was able to kind of hit a block in the road where I was able to turn left instead of continue going straight.
Shame is what I feel for working on the streets. But now I can use my therapy and know that that was just a means to an end in order to be able to survive, to be here today.
As humans, we desperately try to heal ourselves externally. We will make ourselves look good. We will do things to our body, and it's all to fix internal suffering. And the only way to heal is to go inward, internally.
It's not okay what happened to you, but it is okay to feel the shame. It's okay. It's part of, you know, the emotions that we're feeling. And I truly hope someday that it minimizes.
So shame sits it still sits with me today, but it doesn't drive my bus anymore.